what we have to look toward is we are understanding about something called as data and research methodology. When we are doing the research, one of the key things that comes for most of us is that, sir, we get a lot of data. Nowadays, one of the best part about we look at is the data is available. When we did 20 years back, we had a lot of challenges. In fact, for us, writing one paper in Scoopus used to take around 3 years. And in that 1 year used to go for where is the data? Okay. And then coming down to then looking towards literature, that is 1 more year. Third year used to be looking towards analysis. So we used to really literally hunt for a lot of things. In fact, that was a good journey. And that journey has taught us a lot. And what ultimately came out over there was a good research platform to share with people. So what we do over there is like, we keep on sharing how the data came into the picture, how to understand the concept of research itself, and then how important are these tools. Okay? One of the best tools which we have from last 20 years, I'm not speaking of today or there, from last 20 years, the statistical package for social science, that is SPSS, has been very wonderful. We have seen SPSS without AI. We have seen SPSS with coding. We have done SPSS with coding. We have seen those days. And now we are seeing with the AI with the click of the button. In all these scenarios, it has always been the number one. It has given a lot of solution for us. Okay? So we'll try to share with you all how these things have transformed it over there. Okay? And that's why we are looking at it something called as our set of stage would be understanding fundamentals of research methodology. We are going to look towards over there, because this is where we have to create an ecosystem for you and trying to make you understand as to how important it is to look towards the research over there. Then we'll try to understand research designs. This is very crucial. This is very, very crucial over there. Many people look at it telling that, sir, this is quite complicated, but this is the most interesting and the most important thing for any researchers over there. Okay. If I have to speak over there, we did a couple of days back over there, research design for writing manuscripts for the Q1 journal papers. And for 1 week, we only spoke on this. Okay. And we tell that this is the most crucial part. You use SPSS, you use R, you use any of those new softwares over there. There's something called as the blue sky that has come. Okay. You find many of them. Okay. But as long as if you're not clear with this, the whole things get into this. Okay. Third one, the data types and the sources. This has been transformed. Let me make it very clear over here. Okay. Like for example, you find it like data types for us was only structured and unstructured in the past. But we'll be going through a series of data types over there. With a change in the technology, data types have changed. Okay. And the sources also have changed. So what does it mean over here is that this has been the journey to us. Okay. So the best part over there is that we are only structured, unstructured, and we used to use an hypothetical thought process that this data would give us this kind of results. Okay. But thanks to the technology that it is set writing. Okay. And we have to tell it very thankful to the AI, which is helping us to sort out a lot of things. AI ML was only in the books of computer science, but the innovators really took one step ahead and they brought it to the application of the research, and it is transforming. Now you will be discussing over there how many data types you are getting now. It is the patterns are so many, and the best part over there, for each pattern there is a method of solving. And I'm telling you one more thing over here, there's a lot of mathematics that is getting into this. Okay. So if I'm to tell over the sources and analysis part, we are using a lot of mathematics now and we are enjoying it. We'll be sharing a couple of mathematics things which we are using it over there. These mathematics were more in the research papers for a long time, and many people really did not look at it, but it's going very well. Okay. One country which which we read many a times over there is from China. Okay. Fantastic new models. Okay, new models, they come out with new mathematical models. Fantastic, we really love them. Okay, and the way in which they put it across, the analysis what they put, it is awesome. Okay, so you find data types, the sources are totally different over there. Fourth one, there's something called as people are quite interested towards hypothesis. Okay, what is more important over there is that, sir, we know null and alternative. Fine. What we really need to know over there, sir, what we need to communicate in null and what we need to communicate in alternative. Okay. Like for example, somebody is working on a startup. Okay, I'll be sharing one manuscript over here. Okay, see, one of the finest. I have always looked at it as a role model for writing these hypothesis over it. Okay, it is in the Emerald Q2 paper. Okay, but moderately cited or so on. But the clarity in which Madam Anuradha, that she is in the US, she has written the hypothesis. I liked it. I said, this is when we have to teach hypothesis over there. This is where it is. What is required over there is that what to communicate. Null is something is not negative. Null or alternative is also not negative. So there are a lot of things which get into it. Okay. So acceptance range, rejection range over there. Okay. What we really get later on over there is that in the SPSS, it can only give the results, the p-values. Okay. For this, okay, I'll be leaving it to a part of something called as how to develop hypothesis over there. How to develop hypothesis. Intervention, I request you that it will be taken by the person who has taught me how to do it, is the Rohit Mutkekar, okay, from Goa Institute of Management. Awesome. Don't miss that session. He uses fantastically the bell diagram, and I can do it and show it. But the same person is going to teach you, who has taught me. Okay, has taught me some 15 years back, and today it still holds over there. We'll be sharing with you few of the aspects of hypothesis testing with the SPSS as such. So this is the basic background. Okay, and this is how we are going to look towards for next 1.5 hours over there. Okay, 1.5 hours to 2 hours, we are going to understand these aspects of as such. Okay. I'm not able to see much of your screens, what is happening over there at that other end. So I'm going it across. Okay. In between, after some time, maybe after 45 minutes over there, I'll be taking couple of questions if they come in between over there. I'll be starting with the fundamentals of research. First thing, what is a research? Very straightforward and a practical answer is that, sir, searching for something new, okay, searching for knowledge and doing it in a systematic way, okay, or else establishing in a systematic way with something called as facts, evidence. Okay, now this is what is called as research. Very easy to speak, but very difficult to answer. First thing, when I look at a research over there, let me take one medical science. Let is little bit on a negative over there. Okay, and let's look at it. Can we get through research vaccines for HIV? Okay, now HIV is there in this our whole process for almost 25 years. Many people have died. Let's not get to the reasons behind it. Let's not get into the reasons. So it's there. Okay, so research has identified through knowledge over there, it is there. Okay, they use systematic investigation, okay, and then establishing facts. But has the research been able to give vaccine for the people over there? Research is not only to find knowledge in a systematic way, but also to establish, okay, and also to look towards facts as such. Okay, so it's something very interesting to look at it. One very interesting thing which we find now from the engineering as a research. Okay, I took it from a medical point of view. Okay, engineering over there. Okay, our simple question comes to me, sir, iron ore is a natural thing. How long the iron ore would be available? Will it be there for next 10 years, 20 years? Iron ore is a natural thing. Okay, Earth cannot keep on producing iron ore for a longer duration. It has its own bandwidth because it's nature. Okay, it's nature. Okay? And even if it has to produce over there, it takes. Okay? Now they have come out to the research, identified the knowledge, use the systematic mechanical investigations, establish the facts, and they have come something called as the polymer, the metal sheets over there. It is an alternative to iron ore over there. Okay, now you'll find it. Where do they use this, sir? Right now is very costly. Okay, so cost angle comes into the picture. Most of the F1 drivers, they are using the carbon, this one metals over there. Okay, that is carbon polymer over there. It is one of, it is not using plastic. Okay, they have come out with a new alternative over there, and it is so fantastically been used that it is making sense. Meaning, research comes with a lot of dimensions as such. Okay, let me look research from another point of view, from the management people angle over there. Okay, and we can look at it how research is contributing to something called as the field of management. Okay, if you look towards the history of management as such, okay, very simple thing. The Peter Drucker came out with a concept called as management by objectives, meaning we need to come out with an objectives. Later on, you find authors started to investigate and start looking towards gaining knowledge, how beautifully it is contributing to the growth of the organization. And they came out with a systematic investigation, established facts. They wrote a lot of papers, and that is how they established the facts. And today what you find over here is that you find something called as the balanced scorecard, okay, which is an advanced stage of research, okay, and it is outcome of an research as such. Okay, and scorecards are something now been used very extensively over there. Okay, in fact, people are going one step ahead. They are using scorecards and AI. Okay, that's the latest one. I saw a little bit other day over there. Meaning, research is something you need to look from a different dimension. Research is not about looking at saying that, sir, I did something. No. Okay, certain things to be very clear. Okay? Many people who have done the research, it's not applicable. People who are youngsters who would like to start with the research, they have a lot of notions over there. Okay? Research starts with layman's idea, and it might be a very vague kind of idea, but it should be leading to something called as knowledge generation. And whatever you're going to speak over there should be systematic, and it should have some facts over there. Okay? And that is why it is called as in research. Okay? So you find it, many of it. One of the interesting fact which I have come over there is that, okay, I'm looking at a soft part of it from a psychometric point over there. Research requires one more trait over there called as patience. One of the biggest problems with the research is when you're establishing knowledge, when you're investigating over there and establishing or linking the facts, many a times we fail. And these failures lead to frustration, and that is where we need to generate something called as facts over there. We need to develop something called as patience. Okay, so that is why we need to be systematic, logical, empirical, reductive, and replicable over there. Okay, meaning over here is that every time you look at it, research over there, you need to be very systematic. You need to be very logical. Okay, maybe you might be developing a new product over there. Okay, other day, there's something which is happening very much in an additive manufacturing. Okay, I hope so. People who are from the mechanical over there, they're looking at additive over there. Okay, I'll take you to additive manufacturing and then take you to dental science. Sir, what you're trying to tell over there? People have got the root canal done over there. Okay, people have done. The dentist puts a cap. That cap used to be usually from a cast iron, okay, which was using an iron ore. It used to be ultimately be heavy over a period of time. Additive manufacturing has come out with a logical, systematic, empirical, reductive, and replicable over there. To that over there is they have come out with an carbon or the fiber kind of an the cap, which is easy to use, long term, very useful, no collections with any of those. It is one of the best things over there. Okay, so this is called as characteristics of an research over there. Okay, so we need to be very clear as to how we take it about, how we understand it. Okay, so it should be 5 things should be very clear when you're doing this kind of an research. Is that you need to be very clear that you are going to use, okay, these 5 components for research. Always try to it. Okay. Of this five, if I have to rate it over there, is that okay? I have always rated logical as number one. Research must have a logic. Okay. And why logic? I'll tell you. Logic gives flow of information. Okay. And logic comes with a price, meaning it is lengthy. It takes some more time, and that is how it's going to be there. Okay. So if I have to rate it for there, logic. Logic leads to system. System leads to this empirical analysis or the reductive it leads to, and then replicable. Okay, so these are the things which you'll find it happening with this. Okay, so research should be very clear about all those things. Okay, and we should look towards understanding these aspects of the research. Coming to this, we find different types of research. A management research is working on a different direction. Engineering research is working on a different direction. Pharmaceutical research is working on a different direction. Then you find people who are in the arts field. Okay, they're fantastically different kind of research over there. Okay, and you find people in different directions over there. So we need to understand different types of research which are used as a such. Okay? So to put into a setting for this, okay, to put into the setting over there, we need to use and understand the different types of research as a such. Okay? First one, just put it across. Okay, you'll find it pure and applied research. You find explanatory or formulative research, descriptive research, diagnostic research, evaluation research, action research. Okay, I'm highlighting something over here. I'll be spending some more time on action research over there. Okay, because this is something which is gaining momentum for all the field. Okay, and I'll be sharing with you a few of the instances why you are not able to get into Q1 or A star paper is because of this aspect. Lack in this one over. This is what most of the things they are looking into. So I'll be spending some time on this. Then comes historical research. There is a second thing which is happening, a very interesting order. Okay. Then surveys. Okay. Third one, surveys over there. How the scenario of this survey has changed as such. Okay. And one of the best thing is case methods. Okay. So mainly four areas: experimental, analytical, statistical. So there are different types of research. But I don't have to spend time for any of these four things, which has been gaining momentum nowadays as such. Okay. And if you look at pure and applied over there, there's a study of search of knowledge. It is a study of finding solutions to a problem. Okay. It can contribute, pure can contribute to the new facts. It can put theory to the rest. It may aid in conceptual clarification. It may interrogate previously existing theories. Okay. It offers solutions over there. Okay. The best answer for pure and applied is that this is an literature-based kind of an study. So if I have to speak over there nowadays, bibliometric matrix, a lot of papers are there. Okay, and that's where this research comes into it. Okay? There's a very fundamental and a basic thing. Okay, I want to investigate and look at. Then there's those who are into a journey of doing something better. Like for example, I've come out with a group of people yesterday. Okay, and they were sharing something very interesting over there. Okay, sir, we are doing an sentiment analysis and using bibliometric analysis of the previous studies to understand food bloggers across the country and how YouTube is making an impact. Okay, now there's something which they are using a lot of things out there. It's a pure one. Okay, and bibliometric analysis over there, how many research papers they have written in this one over there is a pure study of knowledge. Okay, they are trying to find a solution to the over there, how many people have applied. Okay, so that kind of a thing they are going into it. Okay, I felt it very interesting. And I asked over there, how do you going to go about over there? Sir, we are tied up with the YouTube, and YouTube is ready to share with us without their names, the data and so on. Okay, and they are also keen to know about how it is going out. Okay, because very interesting fact over there, they came over there is that there are three types of YouTubers over there right now. One is a food, second is a travel, third one is the vehicles. Okay, that is what they find it. Many people look at it and they are more serious about the YouTubes over there. So they are trying to find out how to go about with the research as such. Okay, now this is your generation over. Okay, this is your generation way of looking at it. This is how to look at it. Then formulative research is an unfamiliar problem, but about which the researchers has little or no knowledge over there. Okay, like for example, you will find it with most of the medical science over there. They're completely unfamiliar over there how the problem has come. Okay, or else you'll find in a particular process over there that they do not have any of the car manufacturers or any of those over there. Okay, a very interesting thing which came over there. The best example for exploratory research over there is that seat belts. Okay, sir, what about seat belts and what about exploratory research over there? Okay. Volvo is the main parent for the development of 3-point seat belts. Meaning, if I'm able to visualize over there, we pull the seat belts, lock it point 1, point 2, and point 3. So it is called as 3 points over there. Okay. Why did Volvo did this? Volvo was getting a lot of complaints that people are having head injuries while driving, and if they put a brake, many times the people are banging their heads. Okay, so they had this, and Volvo was completely into a thought process telling how it is possible. It is a vehicle. Ultimately, they're sitting in a car, and things are over there. Okay, so it's something called as unfamiliar thing. Okay, unfamiliar. Okay, like if I have to speak over there in Indian context, it is okay. Okay, unfamiliar. They are trying to tell people are driving safely, everything is going on very well, our vehicle is very over there. So this unfamiliar problem to us. And they started to the research, and they never had any information that we should use something called as a seat belt. And it went on. And the very interesting, if you read that story over there of this seat belt over there, it went on for almost a year time. They were unfamiliar and things were happening. And Volvo is bent upon safety, telling that our customer safety when they sit in the car, it should be very high. And we believe in that. And we don't want any problem to our customers when they sit into the car. They went on for an unfamiliar problem over there. And they started with something called as idea generation. Okay. And one of the engineer over there told that, why don't we hold people? Something to hold over there. Okay. And they started to do with a lot of design thinking over there. In fact, design thinking, they did not know that it is a design thinking over there. They formulated the problem, then clarified the concept, and then came 3-point seat belt. And that is called as formulative research. They explored over there. Okay. And they started to provide. Okay. And one of the best things to what Volvo has done, okay, Volvo wanted to go for an patenting of it. Meaning, had Volvo patented, okay, the 3-point seat belts, we would have to pay a higher price for the seat belts. Companies would have charged for a seat belts. Okay. And what Volvo did was, it said, we are going to give it free of cost. This design is free, meaning any car company can use it. Okay, such a novel thought. Today it has saved so many people's life. Okay, now it's called as exploratory research. They went into an unfamiliar area. Okay, when somebody was thinking that they have got absolutely no problems at all, they are the best ones with that, but accidents were happening, people were having head injuries. What to do with that? And as a car, okay, and this is called as exploratory research. Okay, and that has made a lot of difference. Okay? I took something which a product from that product point of view. Okay, maybe management and mechanical point of view. Okay? People from other backgrounds definitely would have a lot of formulative kind of and things over there. In fact, people from history, okay, people from entrepreneurology can speak a lot of over the unfamiliar problems over there in our country. Unfamiliar in entrepreneurology, something called as ethnographics are happening nowadays, meaning the social cause. And how to look towards the attitude of the people towards others over there. So there's those are unfamiliar over there. Okay, and how to look at it. Today, one of the key challenges many people feel is that they get frustrated very easily. Okay, they get a lot of things happening at that point. So how to take care of it? Okay, how to take care of it? Now, those are something unfamiliar things which require solutions as such. Okay. Then comes descriptive fact finding. Okay, why it happened? Okay, it is more of an fact finding. Why this problem happened? How this problem happened? Okay, who did this problem? Okay, it is more of an fact finding investigations. Simplest type of the research. Okay, but very important. Why it is so important over there is that it is mostly an information post or after the research has been done. Is it effective? Ineffective? Descriptive. Okay, a very interesting fact over there. Okay, if I have to speak over there is that most of the product developments do these activities. They spend a lot of time in descriptive research. Okay, if I have to speak over the mobile phones over there, the way in which the mobile phones are launched, okay, every month with new features over there, have the customers accepted or rejected it? It's a big challenge for them. And if they don't add in new features, the descriptive research gives that kind of an input. So it's the simplest but the most important one. So situation is the here is that you have developed a product, you have developed a service. Okay, how do you find it over? Okay, I look at it. Descriptive research is very interesting thing is with the service sector over there, because it is something intangible, and people spend a lot of time in looking at it, how to make it better. It might be hotel, it might be airlines, and the challenge with that, the expectation of people keep on changing. Okay, and you need to keep on collecting the data. That is descriptive data. Okay, it tries to find the facts over there, and unless and until the company keeps on finding the facts, let it be good facts, let it be bad facts. Facts are facts. Okay, if it is a good, how can take it to the next level? If it is a bad, how we can improve it and take it to the next level. Okay, so descriptive research gives that kind of inputs. Let it be product, let it be service, let it be all. So they use different data collection methods. There is observation, interviews, mails, and so on over there. Okay, that is how we find it. Then comes something called as diagnostic. Okay, and this is directly related to the word itself speaks over there. It comes from the medical science over there. Okay, diagnosed. Okay, it is being used in the management and other fields also. But many times in management and history and all, we use the descriptive over there, what is the previous over there. But diagnostic is most of the times has been used by people who are there in the medical science. Or if I have to speak over there is pharmaceutical industries, people are very clear about it. Okay, main area for them is pharmaceutical, radiologist. These people are there who are contributing more towards something called as diagnostic studies as such. Okay, and they are doing extremely diagnosed. Like for example, let me not take the case of COVID over there. Let it over there. Okay, nowadays you will find it with different chemical composition. How to look at it? Okay, those are diagnostic parts over there. Okay, mainly all about medical science, all those research over there, cause of the problem over there. Okay, has the cholesterol increased, decreased? Okay, has this drug A helped in reducing the cholesterol over there? Okay, has the drug B helped in reducing the creatinine of the patient? Okay, those are called as diagnostics over there. Has it diagnosed? Has the tablet diagnosed the problem? Has the injection diagnosed the problem over there? So cause of the problem has been reduced as such. That is how it is. One of the key areas which I'm looking at diagnostic study happening very much nowadays is in the area of oncology, that is cancer. They are doing extremely wonderful job in trying to find out how to diagnose this problem, and they have started to come out with vaccines, and that is a good sign. That's a good sign. Our country is on the edge of this disease. We need to be very, very vigilant, okay, about what we eat, how we eat, and why we have to eat. And most of the reasons for this, what the diagnostic has told over there is that our eating habits. Okay, so we need to be very clear what we eat. That's what most of the oncologists, my friends, keep on telling me. Okay, and they tell that what you eat is very important. Okay, and see to that you eat anything, but you eat it healthy. It's not about money. It is never about it. Okay, so they have diagnosed it and told that people look at it. Okay, I'll just simply put it across. When it comes to diagnostic, I diagnosed one problem and I'm trying to tell over them. We are so comfortable in taking an hot food product in a plastic. Okay, I'm hungry. I go to a hotel and tell that भैया एक काम करो, एक समोसे दो समोसे दे दो, वो प्लास्टिक में डाल के मुझे दे दो. अब क्या होगा? समोसा तो गरम है, आपको गरम चाहिए, गरम समोसा निकल गया, आप प्लास्टिक में डाल दिया. भैया क्या करेंगे? जो प्लास्टिक है वही देंगे क्योंकि आपने प्लास्टिक मांगा है. भैया बोलते हैं नहीं, एल्यूमिनियम फाइल में देते, नहीं आप प्लास्टिक में दे दीजिए, वैसे भी 2 मिनट का टाइम है, मैं घर चला जाऊंगा. उस 2 मिनट की, इन दैट 2 मिनट्स द प्लास्टिक मेल्ट्स, attaches to something called as your samosa. You eat plastic indirectly. For few bodies, it comes out. For few, it stays inside. We don't know what's the reason. Okay, so these are called as diagnostic things. Okay, plastic is meant for something else. Okay, plastic is meant for something else. Okay, I'm not speaking anything for and against over them. So the way in which we eat, that is what they tell about is something called as diagnostic over there. Okay, it's called as diagnostic. Okay, then comes evaluation studies. This is one type of applied research. It is made to assess effectiveness of social and economic programs. Okay, like for example, okay, if I have to speak over there, has our 5-year plan made sense? Okay, if I have to speak over there, the Manrega, okay, Mahatma Gandhi Employment Guarantee Scheme, okay, 100 days employment guarantee scheme, has it been very successful over there to the people? Okay, those are called as social and economic programs. Okay, or else it may be something called as the price of the vegetables and the impact on the middle class. Evaluations. Okay, it is an evaluation. Okay, and most of the social science people use this over there. Okay, there are so many examples to speak. There's so many. Okay, in fact, we are now. I'm meeting a lot of people whom we are encouraging them to take up research over in this area. Okay, and I'm telling you, if you do a good research in this area with good data and good analysis over there, your chances of getting published in good journals are very high. And use of the right statistical tool using SPSS, give the actual data, you are able to do a lot of miracle in this area. Okay, like for example, if I have to speak over there, is that children's growth, okay, children's health and its contribution to the education. Okay, a simple case study I'll put it across. How many students are coming to the government school without food? One. Second, how many students come to the school because the school is providing food and they are learning? There are two things which are happening. Okay, one, they are getting good food. Second, they are studying. Okay, this I looked at it from something called as Akshay Patra. Okay, Akshay Patra is a ISKCON's wing to provide free food. Okay, to schools over there. Most of the students go to school and learn because they get good food, nutritious food, and that is how it is. So they have the data for last 5 years. Students have continuously come and engaged in the school, and they have contributed significantly, what, and they have made a lot of sense with the goals and objectives of education as such. Okay, so this is called as understanding evaluation studies. Okay, now this is where I'm going to spend time on action research. Okay, action research is important. Okay, and action research is something which is very crucial. Okay, and action research provides a lot of things now. Now, what is the action research only? Okay, they want something called as real thing. Okay, they want something called as real thing, action research over there. Okay, this is what I want to tell over there. Eradication of malaria. This is action research. Okay, this is called as action research. Okay, action research has come maritime navigation order. Okay, as to how it has happened. Okay, this has come from something called as real life data. People in the management, they are asking the researchers to do action research studies. Sir, what exactly trying to tell over there? Can you simplify the whole process of action research from the management perspective over there? Or can you tell me the action research from the perspective of history, geography, social science, economics, so forth and so on? Okay. Very simple thing. Action research is taking live situations. That is why they use a word called as community of practice. It takes about something called as live problem solving. You are going to solve live problem. Okay. Now, okay, I'll take you something very interesting thing. Okay. There is one technique called as Internet of Things, IoT. IoT is an electronics and computer science wing. IoT has reduced product rejections, meaning it has controlled the quality of the product. Problem was we were not able to control the quality. We could not pierce into a particular mechanical component in the production process. If they are producing nuts and bolt, we could not go into the inside of the nuts and bolt. But with these sensors, we can get into the depth of it. We can do something called as CT scan. We can do something called as an X-ray. The scanners can take and then tell is the strength is real for each one. Okay? And the beauty of that was within a fraction of seconds. Okay? So when you do this kind of a study, you are doing something called as an action research. Real life, live. Okay? Has the malaria eradicated? Let's not get into it. It is too heavy to understand for few people over there. Okay, let's look at it still more simpler over there. Still more simpler over there. Okay, let's look at it from one more point of view, economic point of view. Okay, and that is where the action research they want over there. The GDP of the country for last 15 years and its relation to the growth of education in India. It is action research. You're working with live data. You're working with live things. And that is what they want today. If you look at the action research over there, they are trying to tell that try to give research solution for real life situations. Try to provide information on real life situations. Try to do something research related to real life situations. And that is what most of the Q1 A stars journals are looking into it. Many people do a survey and say that, sir, we wrote for that journal, sir, it got rejected over there, telling that does not have novelty. Where the novelty is not coming is that because you don't have action research over there, meaning live things. Survey is not live. Malaria, eradication, get into the depth of malaria as to how it has come into a particular community, how it has gone depth into it, what age group it has got, what gender it has got, what income it has over there, what kind of medicines were provided, how it was being treated, how it was taken to the next level, and the results out of it. People do only this part, but they don't do this part, parting. Action research requires this part, parting. Okay, hope so. Okay, that is what are the knowledge which I've gained over there. Okay, why people look into it. Okay, like for example, we are doing action research nowadays. Okay, let me share our action research, what we are trying to look at it. We are trying to understand one very interesting scenario over there. Has a climate change impact on the workers' performance in a factory? Okay, sir, what you are trying to speak? I'm telling, has climate change impacted on the workers' performance? Sir, where is the action and where over there? Climate change has happened. If you look at this year, the type of rains what we had, especially in southern part of the country over there, the place where we are there, we had never experienced for all these years, up to November. And now the winters have changed. And the cycles through which people went through their seasonal illness, cold, cough, and so on, it has impacted on their performance. The number of leaves have increased. Is this a pattern similar to the next last 10 years? Action research. What about the productivity of the firm? So it is not about speaking on absenteeism and linking to the climate change over there. Okay. And now we're going to speak over there. What will happen to the climate in next? We are projecting. Okay. This is what they want. This is what they're expecting. Good journals look at this. Good look at address the issues and solve a problem. Address the issues and solve the problem. Okay, so this is called as an action research. This is called as an action research. Okay, that is how. Okay, next one. People from this background tell us very well. Okay, physics, chemistry, biology, medicine, etc. Experiments. Okay, psychology over there. A very interesting thing. What we are looking at it. Emotional intelligence. EI. Okay, and very interesting thing, the EI patterns have changed now. Okay. Each generation brings in a different patterns of EI. Each generation brings a different patterns of traits, that is the characteristics. Okay, and that is how they look at the experiments. Okay, experimentations and action research, somewhere down the line they are similar. Okay, it only looks at the results over there. Okay, but what action research does is that has it solved the problem? Okay, it addresses the issues and diagnosis. That is called as an experiment solver. Okay, but greater extent to the society, that is why the experimental research over there. Okay, like for example, we read in the newspapers over there. Okay, other day the medical newspapers have told over there. Okay, told that people with vitamin D deficiency can be given with some oral medicines. We tested on some 30 people. The experiment was conducted on 30 people. For 30 people, it has shown very positive results over there. It has made a lot of sense. Okay. And people are, these are called as experimental research. Okay. So this is called as experimental research. Analytical research. This is a new addition over there. But this was not there. Okay. Initially, it was called as statistics. Okay, initially it was called as statistics order. Okay, and this was something which is related to something called as statistical techniques initially, or mathematical models order. Okay, but nowadays this has become altogether a new study. Very interesting thing. Okay, and I'm liking those things. Okay? Like for example, scientometrics over there or sociometrics. Okay, or else if you to say data analyticals over there. Okay, like using Tableau. Okay, heat charts, heat maps. Okay, or giving numerical presentation of the data. Okay, or the word which I'm using over here, analytical, is visualization. Okay, I like doing something called as visualization work. Okay, those are called as analytical studies. Very interesting thing. Okay, now what is the advantage of this? Best advantage over here is that you'll understand the data presentation in a more professional way. You're using a professional mathematical model to answer a particular thing. Visualization uses a lot of things. Okay? And these are called as analytical studies. In the past, we had analytical things, but it was more of a manual kind of a thing. With the software, with the technology over there, like Tableau, okay, Power BI, okay. These softwares have made analytical industry altogether different. And it is very wonderful. Okay? The best part of that is that a huge data gets resulted in a fraction of second and been shown in a professional way in a fraction of second. That is something very interesting. Okay? That is called as an analytical study. Historical studies, okay, where you try to look towards something called as history of the study over there, where it happened, how it happened, okay, and what are the future trends over there. These are called as historical, okay, where you use the archives, newspapers, clippings, okay, photographs, etc. Okay, if I have to solve a particular criminal case, then they use historical research. Kab hua, kaise hua, okay, where it happened. Okay, now this is something I spoke something negative, but if I have to ask you over here is that a very interesting thing many people need to do over there. If I ask, when was the first washing machine washing powder introduced in the world? How it came in over there? Okay? It is a Tide which came out over there, Procter and Gamble. Okay, and if you look at the newspaper clippings and the photographs, then very interesting they used to show over there. Okay, and then Surf Excel came into the picture. They came out with the new ideas over there. Okay, and it has evolved. These are historical studies. I looked at it. Okay, and if I have to tell over there, mobile phones. Okay, from a candy bar which we used to use. Okay, if I have to tell the history of mobile phones over there, 1999, year 2000. Okay, there was a company called as still there, American Telecom and Television over there. Okay, telecasting. AT&T. AT&T was a company which used to do this, the mobile phones. It used to be huge, large phone, and people had a pride in taking that particular phone. Don't think so. Today, people would be using that kind of an mobile phone with the power over there. Incoming call 15 rupees, outgoing call 25 rupees. That was a money. And monthly bill used to run around 5,000, 10,000. That was how the split started with the mobile phone. Then came slowly the size reduced. Okay. And there's a company called as Motorola, which chipped into it and reduced the size. Looking at that, a company which was into the process of this one, the wireless devices, that is Nokia, brought in the different devices. Okay, and looking at this, there's a company called as an Apple which wanted to give more feel to this, and that is where the iPhone came into the picture. Looking at iPhone, Samsung is chipped into it, and then you find the whole flood of the things. We have really found it very interesting. Okay, when we had the first time Motorola brought in something called as camera into a cell phone. Okay, and there's a camera over there. We used to really look at it. How can a camera would fit into it? We were very experimental over there. But now, cameras, videos, it has brought in a new industry over there. YouTube, Reels, so on. So I'm speaking of something called as historical research. And the cause was people wanted better communication. People wanted more of this. Okay, and that is where historical research came into the picture. Okay, and then comes survey research. Okay, where you find many people doing the surveys over there, paper and now initially it was paper and pencil feedback. Now I'm using something called as Google form. Okay, or some other forms also. Okay, there are more of AI forms are also there now. Okay, so you'll find it many of those tools as well. So it is survey. Okay, surveys are very important, and they want to understand how the large number of population is feeling over there. Okay, and lastly, there's something called as case study as such. Case study is more in social science and also in medical science. It gives a live situation of a particular organization or of a particular thing, and based on that, it comes with an answer to it. Okay, and that's where it's called as an case studies. Okay, case studies have got a different flavor of writing, and we did case studies. Okay, to tell you very candidly over there, I've got around 3 case studies. Okay, and case study takes a lot of time. So I start finding it somewhere over there. कहीं ना कहीं बहुत it requires a lot of things over it and a lot of people. Okay, it is extremely fantastic to do as a researcher over there, but you need to have something called as an uh, uh, patience over there. And if you're looking for this one over there, faster over there, you find it. I'm not comparing between that. If you write a manuscript over there and a case study, the time required is the same, but the flavor is different. That is where it comes over there. Okay, if you want to handle like saying that I want to know industry 4.0, how it was introduced in a foundry industry, now that becomes a case study. Okay, and why they looked at it. So these are different types of research over there where you find, and that is how they get along as a such. Okay, and that is how you get with the first level of understanding. Now if you look at it, research designs have to be looked from a different angle over here. Okay, and let's not get into too much over here. I'm going to spend time on this, what my friend asked that particular question over there. Okay, research types, what we looked over there, we want to spend time on something called as this one, measurement and scaling as such. Okay, and what does it mean, sir, and how to look at it. Okay, measurement and scaling comes with these 4 types of scales. These 4 types of scales. Okay, and this is where the data analysis starts getting linked to it majority of the time. So okay, one is nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio. Okay, by heart it like anything. Many times people miss it and they do mess out with their data analysis only because their scaling and measurement is not clear. Okay, like for example, first one comes nominal scale. I want to know something called as male, female, drinking Pepsi, 7-Up over there. Okay, that is how you find it. Ordinal. Okay, ordinal is an arrangement object or alternative according to their example. Career opportunities, moderate, good, excellent. I am repeating over here. Okay, nominal, yes, no. Okay, I'll come to the statistical techniques which are appropriate for this. Okay, it's called as yes, no kind of a thing. Look at it. Do you like to drink milk every day? Yes or no? Do you like product A? Yes or no? Do you like a particular service offered by a company? Yes or no? Nominal speaks about something called as very clearly yes and no. When you have got a question, let it be experiments, let it be descriptive, let it be any of that, what exactly the context of it and what you intend to ask in your research objective, nominal scale has to be applied. Okay? Many people blindly apply nominal scale. No. Okay? Now I'm asking you a very simple thing. Do you want a very concrete answer from the respondents telling that you tell it yes and no? I don't want to speak anything else. You tell yes and no. Nominal scale. I'm not going to give you any kind of an options. Nominal scale. Okay, that is where you're literally cornering the respondents, telling that give yes and no answer. That is nominal. Okay, nominal, many a times non-response is there. Reason, you're making the people decide on their choice. So you should be very clear over there what type of questions would be appropriate in a nominal scale. Very important thing. So nominal is not only saying yes and no, because if I ask you in a very, you are sitting in a hotel over there and you drink a cup of tea in a hotel or drink a cup of coffee. A person comes to you, a waiter comes to you and says over there, a person who has served you over there comes over there, sir, did you like the coffee? You might have not liked it, but you have looked at it, tell over there, you smiled at it. You did not give an answer. He asked a nominal question. Either you say yes and no. You could not say something called as maybe. Your smile was maybe. But that was not the response what is expecting over there. Okay. So nominal scale is something you have to think. You have to think. Where I have to apply in my study. It goes with the objective. It goes with the objective. Okay. And in certain situations over there, it is very good. Okay. Like for example, if I tell over there, in a hotel room, you go to a hotel room over there, and a person comes to you, a manager comes to you. Do you find all the services what we said in our contract of buying the hotel room over there? Are they provided? And if you look at it, it is yes, and it is no. Answer is very clear in certain situations. Okay, but in certain situations where services are a little bit heavy, there you need to be little bit cautious on using nominal scale. I hope so you're able to understand the importance of a nominal scale over there. Okay, yes and no is very easy to look at it, but sometimes it is very dangerous that you may not get the real answer. Okay, so that is where we get something called as non-responses are very high in this case. Non-responses are very heavy because the question what is to be asked over there in ordinal or interval ratio over there, you asked the nominal order. Okay, so you should be very clear. Okay, and that goes with context to context. Okay, it comes ordinal. Okay, look at it. An ordinal scale is one that arranges the object or an alternative according to their magnitude, or if I to say, then impact. Okay, bad, inadequate, fair, good, very good, moderate, good, excellent. Okay, look at it. They have gone from a very low to very high. That is called as ordinal scale. Okay, A grade, B grade, C grade, D grade. Okay, now that is called as an ordinal scale, where you go from an lower bandwidth to an higher bandwidth over there. Okay, best thing, if you are doing something called as experiencing something, okay, you are experimenting something about investment climate in the country. Is it good? Is it inadequate? Fair? You use this. You can use this. Okay. Are there career opportunities for the people over there in the country over there? Moderate, good, excellent. Okay. Now that is called as ordinal scales over there. Okay. Look at it. If I use something called as nominal over there for this, are there career opportunities in the country? People say yes and no. That becomes too harsh over there. We do not get the depth of the answer over there. They are available, but they are moderate. They are available to a large extent. They are not available, but they are good. We get answers over there when you do something called as ordinal scale as such. But many people go for a direct thing, and direct does not give any answer. Okay, direct does not give any answer. Okay, that is called as ordinal scale as such. Okay, then next comes interval scale. Is a scale that not only arranges objective or alternative according to their respective magnitude, but also distinguishes their ordered arrangement in a unit of equal intervals. Example, interval scales ordinarily. Okay, that is how it is. Okay, now if you look at it, consumer price index, temperature scales, interval. Okay, the best answer for this is our Likert scale. Okay, it gives an equal indications over there, level of importance over there. Okay, that is where you find a Likert scale coming into something called as interval. At a particular interval, it gives. Okay, that is how it comes into. Next comes ratio. Ratio scale is a scale that proposes absolute rather than relative quantities. That has an absolute zero. Example, money, weights, distance. Okay, you want to collect the data, use ratios. Now, why do we have to use this over there? Is that proportion of money, weights proportion, percentage, distance, kilometers, where there are more of a numbers over there, we can use these kind of an ratio scales over there. Okay, so there are 4 types of scales, what you find. Okay, and these scales provide a lot of answers. Okay, let's look at statistical tools. It will make it much more easier for us. Sir, what you're trying to tell over there. Okay, nominal scale, counting, percentage, yes and no. Okay, ordinal, we can do something called as an rank order. Okay, rank order, we can use something as mean, median, range, percentage over there. Interval, okay, between first level to second level, has it increased or decreased? Mean of first level, mean of second level over there. And you can use standard deviations over there. Interval. Okay, geometric mean, coefficient of the variations. I've used a very simple basic statistical tools. I have not used any advanced statistical tools. Okay. Now if I have to tell over there, for ordinal we have used also factor analysis. For interval we have used even one-way ANOVA. Okay, ratio, geometric over there, we have used different statistical tools. So it can use. Okay, the whole context over here for this study is, okay, what we are trying to speak over here is that, okay, what we are trying to speak over here is that we are trying to tell over to people that try to be very clear about something called as how to understand the scales. Many people miss out in the whole research the scale. And should I use increasing kind of a thing? Should I use something called as an interval, or should I use a ratio? 10%, 5%, and so on. So there are different scales, and for different reasons these scales have been used over there. Okay? So when you're designing the questionnaire and your objective, you need to sit with first thing, questionnaire, objectives, and scales. Then comes statistical tools. Then comes statistical tools. They have their own timings over there. Not now. They are not now. Okay. In stage 1, research objectives, how should be the questionnaire over there? And then comes this aspect. Okay. So this is where you find people have to spend time in something called as the measurements and scalings as such. Okay. And to look at it, there's something called as sampling errors. You need to see to that you do not get something called as researcher error or interval errors. These respondents. Okay. I'm not getting more into that because the next day session, Dr. Rohit would be carrying on a lot of things in this areas over there. How to look towards it. What I'm going to do now is that after you understand research design, after you understand the aspect of the word called as, okay, the scaling and measurement, I'm going to spend time on something called as data types. Okay, and today you get fantastic data types. Okay, you get something called as structured data, customer information on CRM, structured, like field name, address, purchase history, the structured data. Unstructured data, you put into lot of data in a social media. Person A told something, can you tell me this? Person B told something like this. Person C.
what you get on something called as a Facebook or the Reels or okay, most of social media posts over there, they are all unstructured over there. Okay? And all these unstructured over there are now they are using something called a sentiment analysis over there. Okay? You'll find one of my papers over there. We have used sentiment analysis over there to understand leadership style of few people using their post on the X over there. There's an unstructured data. Okay. Then comes semi-structured data. Now we get something called as JSON file over there, the XML files over there. Okay, these are semi-structured, where they use a little bit of a web application. Okay, and then there is some structured data. That is how it is found. Okay, then you find temporal data. Okay, the name suggests is for a time dependent, meaning stock prices today, stock prices tomorrow. Okay, weather records today, tomorrow, and so on. Okay, so those are more of an temporal data as such. Okay? That is what you find. Then geostatistical data. Now this is something which we never had it. Okay? Technology has brought in over there. Okay? Geographical information over there, GPS data, navigation app data over there. Okay? Now why do we require this, sir? Okay? Is that today with the maps over there, we can come to know how people are buying or moving from one location to another locations over there. Okay, and this is making a lot of purchasing attributes. You can come to know in which geographical location which product is moving. So this data is very nice over there. Okay, and then comes something called as categorical. Okay, ordinal. Okay, nominal, unordered over there. Okay, you'll find it as it is categorized into a particular thing. Okay, numerical data. And then comes binary data. Most of your IoT, this IoT device data over there, has it scanned or not scanned? Binary data, 0, 1. Numerical data, you get more of an concrete data as such. Internal data, external data, okay, censored, web scraping. So there are different types of data as such. Okay, let's look at applications of this. Quickly, we'll look into it. Okay, we find people are applying it for retail analysis. Okay. They are using internal data. How many customers have come, what they have done over there, and they try to look towards market reports as such. Okay. So it is more of an data play. Healthcare data to understand patients' outcomes, identify disease trend, allocate resources over there. Okay. So they go in that direction. Okay. E-commerce people use a live data. Okay. What we use sentimental data over there. Okay. They use weather forecasting, they use something called as temporal data, sensor data as such. Okay, so this is you'll find social media over there. They use a lot of data to understand sentimental analysis and tracking the engagements. Okay, so this is how we find understanding the aspect of the data as such. Okay, and data as a such is coming in different formats. Okay, we just discussed quickly about the different patterns of data which are coming. With the paucity of time over there, we can go to a large extent in trying to tell. But with the paucity of time, I'm just looking at it. I'll be sharing this PPT with the organizers. They can share with you. Okay. And what I'm trying to tell over here is that what a fantastic way of understanding the data today. In the past, it was only most of these things, structured and unstructured. Okay. Today, you have these patterns. Categorical data, numerical data, binary data. These are new things. These are web scraping, sensor data. Okay, these are all new type of data over there. Okay, web scraping is tracking online prices, monitoring. These are all new things, and you get so much of data to do so much of research. It is endless now. Okay, so this is how we look towards the third part. Okay? I'm going to look towards something called as hypothesis testing, and for this, I want to share with you one research paper. Okay? And this research paper have always, as what I was discussing with you all, has been a really nice one. Okay? To discuss about hypothesis. Okay? And this is been written by a fantastic author by Basu. I have in I don't know in how many occasions I have shown this and told over there is that I have always liked this. Okay, a particular this one, but they have done a good job, extremely good job, and that made a lot of sense. Now, if you look at it, they have done something. They have done with a model of the study. They have tried to understand the startups over there. Okay, and in that startup, they are trying to look at it one independent and these are dependent over. And these are moderating factors. Okay, the networking, advisories, and co-founders presence, and they've created an hypothesis as such. Okay, so this is ultimately when they came to this hypothesis, they have done a lot of literature review. Okay, they have done literature review. They have done a lot of things of theories as such. Okay, they have done this aspect. Okay, the startups experience among the immigrant entrepreneurs will be positively related to the Desprovic networking participation. If you read the way in which they have come to this conclusion, okay, they have done a lot of work. This is H1A, startup experience to this. How did they connect this? Is it null or is it alternative order? Okay, they have made it so generic over there. And let the result be positive, let the result be negative. Okay, they looked at it telling that it is positively related, meaning it is an alternative order, is an alternative. And when they came to this particular answer, they went through a series of literature reviews over there. There is a reason to doubt that there might be some kind of an other wing to this. And that is where they hypothecated. Okay, there should be a reason to doubt that there is possible or not possible. Hypothesis is a point to doubt whether it is possible. You don't have to use a hypothesis very clearly. Okay, it'll be very simple. It'll be very simple over there. Okay, and that is where we come out over. Let's look at the second one. Startups experience will be positively related to the heterogeneity of the advisors. Okay, is a gender having any kind of an impact on the startup skills over there? Is it positively related over there? Okay, now look at the question over here. Something altogether different. Okay, so when we speak of something called as an this one, okay, is the startup's experience will be positively related to the presence of the co-founders. Now, when they came to this, they spent a lot of time over there. They spent a lot of time. Okay, they spent a lot of time, and then they have come to a conclusion to this. Then they have come to a conclusion to this. Okay, so in all, when I'm speaking of something called as an hypothesis of the study, okay, we need to be very clear as to how to go about with that. We need to be very clear about it, that what to write over there. We need to be very clear about it, how to understand hypothesis. Like for example, is a gender related to the performance of a startup? What a question. We know this question, but how did the authors arrive to that question? That is called as a literature survey leading to the hypothesis and then coming to it. Okay? Many of our students, I'm not blaming any of the students over there. Okay, all students come to learn to us. Okay, sir, we have written the hypothesis. Sir, please tell me, my dear students, please tell me, how did you arrive to this hypothesis? No, sir, my research told me this. Which research? If you read this particular paper or the manuscript, you'll understand how beautifully, and why I have selected this paper is that it is in a simple English. Everybody understands. And it's more of a generic kind of an questions over there. Okay, and that is how it is. Okay, and that is where we come to the word called as hypothesis. You can use t-test, z-test. Okay, you can use regression, you can use ANOVA, okay, you can use chi-square, okay, parametric, non-parametric tests over there. You can use the Camelos test over there. Okay, you can use n number of different types of tests as such. But ultimately, is it making any kind of a sense? is very important. Hypothesis gets proved over there. Okay, hypothesis gets proved over there. But to prove hypothesis, what you have written is right or wrong. Okay, many people we do one thing over there. Okay, I say, sir, your hypothesis is not clear. Why it is not clear? You have not used a related kind of an hypothesis. You have not used the hypothesis based on literature over there. It is not grounded. I'm going to tell over there, boss, I am hypothesizing that it is positive. Gender does not have any impact on the performance of the startup. This is what I positively look at it. I'm taken a very direct question over here. It makes sense. And the truth is, yes, gender does not have any impact on the performance of the startups. Women outperform the startup for the male. So gender does not have any impact. Business is business. So this is called as understanding the ecosystem of understanding the hypothesis. Null and alternative. Okay, statistically, Dr. Rohit will be able to explain you what. Statistically, numerically, how should be put over there. But what I told you over here is that try to look towards writing it in an appropriate way, the hypothesis. Okay, I'll share with that.